Hey everyone, welcome and thanks for tuning in. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about RV life and what happens when you get rained in. We have been rained in for going on about 4 weeks now. We've been stuck in it. We've had a few areas or times where the rain had stopped and we hurry up and get out there and try to do a hike or explore a little bit. But it has been just non-stop rain ever since Yellowstone, as you all saw in the little short that we did, all the way up through to Glacier here. And in fact, we spent 2 weeks here in the Glacier National Park area, and we just got back into Kalispell, where we now have good cellular service. And anyway, we did all we could do in between all the rainstorms. We had 2 different days of winter storms where we had very, very cold nights, rain pretty much at the lower altitudes, but then we had lots of snow up at the upper altitudes. You'll see here in a future video that we tried to ride our bikes up the going to the Sun Road, and they just didn't open it. Apparently there's 15 to 20 feet of snow left up there, so they didn't open up the road this year because last year they had several bikers get caught in an avalanche. I shouldn't say in the avalanche, got trapped by an avalanche and couldn't get back down. And they clearly had to go up and rescue them, basically. So in the sight of caution, they decided they're not going to open the road till they get all the avalanches out, all the snow off the road. And that was disappointing for us because we spent a lot of time, energy, and money to get up here for this time of year, where you can ride basically all the way up from the beginning if you want to Logan's Point. But they only have the road closed from Avalanche Pass to the Loop. So it's only about 8 miles of the road that you can ride. So we didn't get the real pretty stuff that we really wanted. As for Joanne, she's not in this episode because she's off doing so many other things. She is caught up on a bunch of her stuff because we were rained in, and so she got all that stuff done. But she's out running errands right now. So it's just me today. So today we're kind of talking about RV life. And what I mean by that is, well, in many of the episodes we have, as well as all the other YouTube channels out there that are RV related and talk about RV life, they all have sunny days, and they're doing adventures and journeys and excursions and hikes and biking and all these fun things and seeing cool things. And we do all of that, but that's not every day. That might happen once a week, maybe once every other week. We're doing things like that. Most of the time, we are at a particular spot, and we're doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work. We're doing a lot of planning for videos. We're doing a lot of video editing. And we spend quite a bit of time doing work stuff or stuff to basically make money while we're on the road. As you all know, that I have basically been shutting my business down, so I'm doing less and less of that kind of work, of technology designing and development and things like that. And as you all know, Joanne stopped working because of all of the medical issues that were going on. So we've been living off savings. So while that's going to end eventually, we're figuring out ways to make a little money while we're on the road. So we do that by a lot of things we do as affiliate stuff for partners, like you guys have all seen the tire minder videos we do and snap pads. And all of you are encouraged to try them out. And if you click our links, we make a dollar here, a dollar there, that type of thing. Still not enough to support us full time on the road as we are. So we're working on other things. But on these rainy days that we're just stuck inside, we tend to get real busy and try to find other types of things to do. For example, all the maintenance and repairs and things that have to be done. Some of it's just not video worthy because it's simple things and or cleaning or maintenance and things like that. And some of it is, and we do film that. But in these last few weeks of just constant rain, we've been kind of cooped up, so we're looking forward to some good weather and being outside. So we did find a little time to go look at a winery on a rainy day. And so we stopped by and checked out this winery. They are fairly new, so they don't have a lot of wines, but what we did taste, some of it was pretty good, actually. So let's take a second here and go take a look at our tiny little winery visit. So along with those little stops like that, we do other types of things. Like for me, example, Joanne gives me haircuts when I need them. About every 2 weeks, 3 weeks max, she gives me a little haircut, which is really simple because there's not a lot of hair to cut. And then I tend to spend a lot of time on the computer researching our next stay or where we're going to head next and things like that. But we have to be honest, one of the things that's changing this year is how often we go out and move, and that is strictly because of this economy, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, this Biden economy, who he intentionally is destroying for lots of reasons that those of you who know me closely understand my feelings about that. But yeah, this administration's intentionally increasing the price of everything, printing money we don't have, not doing anything, or attacking fossil fuels, increasing the prices with the intent of forcing all of us to go to their so-called green energy, which is ridiculous because we're spending more time, money, and energy and polluting the planet even more by doing the things that he's doing by importing the oil that we have to use just for our own energy. The high gas prices are putting a halt to our journeys and excursions, and how far, and I shouldn't say how far, how often we move. We have decided that we're going to stay at a particular area a couple of weeks rather than move every 7 to 10 days, just to save on fuel costs. Where we are right now in Montana, we're knocking on the door of $6 a gallon. I think yesterday we filled up on the road out of the park, and I think it was $5.92, I think it was, for diesel, and $5.19 for regular gas. I had to fill my tank for my generator. So this has put a big change on not only our plans, but many of you have reached out and had made comments that you've changed your plans completely or canceled your plans, all because of these fuel prices. Sorry, had to change positions because we got new neighbors. Anyway, the other day we went and stocked up on supplies before we went up into Glacier, and just the grocery store, we couldn't believe how expensive everything has gotten just in a few weeks. Simple things that we buy all the time are so much more expensive. So again, I know I probably tick off a couple of you when I say it's the Biden inflation, because he's the one who's causing it. Well, the policies that's coming through this administration. Anyway, I digress. Everything's gotten expensive. We're all feeling it. We're all living it, and it gets a little frustrating. So, long story short, we are pinching pennies, and we are traveling a little less to save a little money, and basically just being a little frugal and watching our spending, just like the rest of you are probably doing as well. All right, so moving on to some positive stuff. We have some exciting stuff coming up. We are going to be doing some big upgrades to the rig. Even though I talked about just now how we're cutting costs, this has already been planned and paid for ahead of time, but it's finally happening. So in future videos, you're going to see some big upgrades to Mojo back behind me here. And we're kind of excited about all of that. So stay tuned for that coming up in the next couple episodes. In addition to that, we have a lot of great video to show from our trip in Glacier, and we're excited to share that with you. And you would not believe the water levels of some of these rivers. Apparently they had the biggest snowfall they've had in many, many years up at the top, and the melt and runoff has been much higher than planned. Hopefully this won't get flooded out like Yellowstone did, and you guys will be able to come see this. But it's just incredible views and incredible water flows in each of the rivers. So some great waterfalls as well. So looking forward to getting that video done and off to you, hopefully this coming week. Bottom line is costs are going up, so we're having to make adjustments just like all of you out there. Please don't forget to do all those things and be the click monster and hit that like, subscribe, and ring that little bell. And we appreciate you leaving the comments below too. In fact, one of the things I'd like to ask all of you is leave a comment. What things are you doing to offset the costs of fuel and groceries these days? Maybe some of you are in a position don't have to worry about that, but most of us do. So what things are you doing to save a little money here and there to offset those costs? Thanks for watching. Make it a great bucket list day. Goodbye.